biggest selling point for 1.21.6 inside of Minecraft Bedrock is vibrant visuals, which clearly just adjusts the way that your world looks inside of Bedrock Edition. It'll be coming to Java soon, it's just not there yet. And while vibrant visuals is good and all, there are a lot of different settings that can change the way that it looks. Starting with the shadow quality, it is just of course the shadows of the blocks as well as the shadow of your guy. This shadow here is what it looks like low quality with both the tree and my guy's shadow. Moving up to medium quality, it really doesn't change much, but you can tell a little bit more detail, especially on my character model. Next, we got high, again, just slowly going up in detail. And finally, ultra, where it's at the most detail. I don't think there's much of a difference between ultra and high, but yeah, no, let me know if you notice the difference. The next setting is the clouds, which this is them on low, and this is them on ultra. I don't know if you can tell the difference, but I personally cannot. Moving on from clouds, we also have volumetric fog, which if it's off, you know, you just don't have any of the fog. But when it's on, it does adjust the fog in each biome. We'll just go straight to ultra because it's different per each biome, and the higher up it is, the better you can see the fog. Yeah, for volumetric fog, it's supposed to change per biome, like how the fog looks. Also, mangrove swamp village, that's crazy. Like, I don't think I've ever seen naturally generated swamp villagers. This is absolutely insane. So volumetric fog is supposed to change like how the fog looks, and right now it's on ultra settings, but you know, it's supposed to change it how it looks per biome. I think there's issues with it. But if you go under the water, this is volumetric fog on ultra settings, and this is it turned completely off. Again, I think there's supposed to be changes in a variety of different biomes. It's just not working right now. Moving on, we have reflections, which when it's turned off, you see literally no reflections in like the water or stuff. And if I'm not mistaken, when we turn it on, we should see reflections inside of the metal blocks and glass. So let's go ahead and set them to low. I think I see a slight change in these ones. I'm not sure. And same thing for the water. It's like very minimum of a reflection, if any at all. Theoretically, we should be able to see like the sugarcane, but if you look really close, you can kind of see stuff. Again, it's very faint, so it's hardly there. This is reflections on medium. Now you can actually see the reflections of stuff like the sugarcane in this cactus in the water. You can also see my character a little bit in the water too. How about in these blocks? Can we see anything? I don't know if I see anything, to be honest with you. How about in the glass? Maybe a little bit of something. I was pretty sure I've read in the changelog that the glass was reflective. I mean, you can see the sun in it. That's about it. Oh, you know what? You can definitely see it in the stained glass a lot more than you can the regular glass. That's really cool. And we have reflections on high right here. Yeah, no, literally it's not in the regular glass. It's strictly in the stained glass. Good to know. And of course, you have it in the water where you can see part of the camel, and again, just the sugarcane and stuff. And finally, reflections on ultra, which just gives it as much detail as possible. Dude, you can see that camel very clearly as it walks. And you can see what looks like, I'm going to assume, the reflections of the sky inside of the stained glass. Can you see a cow in it? Let's find out. I don't know if you can or not. It's definitely not as much as you can like just the movement of stuff in the glass itself. But yeah, no, definitely in the water, that's where the reflections have its most like benefit in graphical change. Okay, so I changed the time of day, and you can definitely see the reflection of this cow inside the copper. Yeah, so the time of day really affects the reflectiveness of this stuff. Yeah, I've been messing around. It really depends on the angle that you look at this stuff. But out of all these, the copper definitely has the most reflection. But even then, it is not that much. Oh, and look at this during sunset. That is gorgeous. And right here, you can see how the sun is bouncing off the emerald and the diamonds. That looks amazing. Oh my gosh, that looks beautiful. And maybe that's the reflectiveness I was looking for with the diamonds and the emerald. So, I mean, yeah, no, there is that. And all the blocks inside this chest have had changes to how they're rendered due to their textures. I have a variety of blocks here to just like demonstrate the different types of materials that are inside of Minecraft. From stones to the glossy stuff like the glazed terracotta, to the emeralds, which are like the metals and stuff, to the coarse fruit plant flour, whatever that's called. We got resin, we got wood, we got the stone bricks, and dude, just with this on, they all look phenomenal. Compared to like when it's just turned off, it is a drastic difference of how these blocks look. And the final option we have in here is the bloom. So take a look at the torches and the lanterns with the bloom at 0%. They just look normal and nothing's really special about them. Now, let's say we go into vibrant visuals and turn the bloom all the way up to 100. There is a slight glow that comes off the torches. Now, it's nothing significant, but it is a slight glow that does make them a little more glowy, I guess. Again, it's not that big of a difference. You can especially see it on the redstone torch though. And then we also have the upscaling mode, which is TAAU or binaural. To be honest with you, I have no clue the difference. Something worth noting, inside the preview version of Minecraft, if you go into the settings, go into experiments, you have the option for render dragging features for creators. With the render dragging features, we get some more settings we can mess with. Those being the point light shadow quality and the point light quality itself. So let's say we turn point light quality all the way up to ultra. The torch, the soul torch, and even the redstone torch get a glow on them that matches the color of what they are. As far as what the point light shadow does, I just turned it all the way up to ultra. I'm not seeing much of a difference. I was thinking maybe it changed something on here, and it might, but let's see. This is it on ultra, and this is shadow quality on low. Let me know if you notice a difference. I can't tell if I do or not. Okay, here we go. This is what I was trying to find when it comes to the volumetric fog. Again, it doesn't really work well inside of the release. So let's say we start out here. This looks perfectly fine, and we go into the swamp. Nothing changes aside from like the colors, which that's normal, and that's because volumetric fog is currently turned off. But let's say we turn it on. So just take that, turn it all the way to ultra, and I think some stuff changed inside the savannah as is. But if we move over into the tiny little swamp here, everything will change as the fog sets in, and this just looks phenomenal. But apparently there's some issues with it, so it's not in the main release just yet. With that said, vibrant visuals, according to Mojang, is not a just, oh, we got it in the game, we're done with it. No, they're going to actively work on it and keep improving the quality of vibrant visuals. Okay, you know what? The emissive light inside my offhand looks cool, but why does this not light up the space around me, you know, like in shader packs? Oh, that's cool. It lights up in the item form too. Oh my gosh, I did not realize that. Anyways, one of my biggest complaints when it wasn't released yet was the fact that caves were really dark. It looks like they may have fixed that. With that said, this is my brightness settings. So let's say we turn it down to where the creeper on the left is not visible at all. So about right there. Now this is just way too freaking dark. So yeah, no, just looking in this cave, you can barely see anything. So I'm gonna leave my brightness at this setting and see how it looks. Okay, it's definitely better. It's still not great though, but we also don't want to have the brightness up way too high, because if it's too high, it will whitewash how you look in the overworld. But you know, with that said, that is all the features inside of vibrant visuals as of right now. Yeah, no, I'm really expecting more updates for vibrant visuals as we go through the years, go through game drops and all that stuff. But you know, go let me know in the comment section if you're excited for this. Also, please look at the water that's directly behind me. You can see my character very distinctly moving in there. With that said, yeah, again, just let me know what you think of vibrant visuals. I know I did a video about this like a week ago in the beta preview thing. I just wanted to make an updated version for the official release. With that said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a nice day.